Yeah, how y'all doing?
Exactly, Wavy T. Exactly, say Woo. What you got on it, man?
Uh, who buck dances the most? If you're not black, you're not black if you don't vote Democrat. And then what about black? Oh, you know what? Let me stop washing dishes. This is a good one. Damn. Hold on. This is a good one. Hold on. Let me add you. Then we got two accounts.
Yeah, I got two accounts, man.
Okay.
The other account that's sitting next to you, man, is going through some things right now, man.
Yeah, I see you.
Yeah, every
I
time I go
followed you on
live on that
both.
motherfucker, I get restrictions and so that's why I'm gonna have sex off this one right here. Pause. Not to the fellas,
Yeah.
not to the fellas of the land. Just
No,
saying.
I get you. I get you, brother. Uh, you know, that shit is funny because I just left another panel and we were talking about this. The panel wasn't about that; it was about the N-word shit. But I noticed a lot of this can white people say the N-word shit on these panels, and even when I was younger, example it's anecdotal. When I was in the Marine Corps, it would be a lot of niggas, and I don't know if they were tethers or not because back then I didn't know, and I still don't really. I can't really tell
Mm-hmm.
unless they have an accent.
Mm-hmm.
But there was a lot of motherfuckers that it wasn't a lot. I won't say a lot because a lot of those brothers would question me because I was guilty of that, hanging out with the white Marines or Latino Marines. Like, man, why don't you come kick it with us? Why you going out to the bar with them? But it'd be a lot of them that would be like, man, I don't know why you're getting mad about them saying the N word. It's cool, man. It's cool, man. It's just nigga. It's just nigga. They're not saying it with the hard ER. It's just a rap song. I'm like, man, I might do a little tap dancing. I like going out and hanging out with these people, but that's something totally different. You understand that? Well, we all are white, and I'm part Irish, and
Oh
I'm like,
Lord.
yeah, it was his brother. I can't remember his last name. We were both when I got to Fleet actually. This nigga he claimed he was 80% Irish, and that I don't even want to get into it. But him and there was another dude. He might have been Dominican now. I think about it. But both these two idiots would do this shit. Well, why are you getting all upset about them saying the N-word? Because there was one instance where a dude was saying he couldn't wait, even though it was outside of the context of us. He said he couldn't wait to go to Afghanistan to unalive saying N-words and their kids. So I had requested masks because I was like, look, me and you either gonna fight here in the barracks or this is gonna be, oh man, you know what I mean? I mean the towel heads, it's one of those dudes. I mean, the enemy, man. I didn't mean it that way. So I had trumped up this story about my mother being an Arab woman, because they would have took it serious then. And they didn't know my mother. The command didn't know my mother at all. And I remember going in and having a conversation, and these are all NCOs. The time I was a Lance Corporal. The NCOs were telling me, you can really mess up this guy's career. You can mess up this guy's career based on what you said. This is an Article 32. This is not an Article 15. This is a violation because he's talking about taking people's lives and there's no context. And then he's using racial slurs on top of that. We're gonna court-martial this guy. He's gonna be put in a position where he might be court-martialed. They didn't say they were going to court-martial. And I said, if there's an issue here, then I need to take it up the chain of command because that's my right. And when I did that, do you know these motherfuckers? This is when I was my story of getting on code started in the Marine Corps because of this situation. Now that I think about it, all these NCOs, they all became one, right? And even some of the, I guess, melanated ones at the same time too did the same thing to say that I was taking whatever was said out of context and overboard, and that me going up the chain of command was insubordination. And they had planned on giving me an Article 15 and said that I had never spoke with anybody outside of command. Everybody I spoke with was NCOs. The thing is that they played me and didn't record it. Nothing was recorded. So no one wrote anything. No one had any evidence. So they supported each other in saying that I lied about saying I went to NCOs first before I went to a captain. So we live in a world where, and I'll shut up after this because I'm gonna go on and on and on. We
No,
live
you
in a world where there's two different judicial systems, and you got these individuals who,
I'm
and
being
this is what
y'all.
I'm gonna land here. This is what I was telling the
No, you
people
good.
in the other panel. Appreciate you. When you have individuals like these idiots up top, these Democrats and nigga Democrats and the niggas that want to be Republicans and they say all this little bullshit, go in there and play. I play games. If you've ever seen me in these spaces, you might look at me and be like, man, that's off code. And the reason why I'm doing that is because a lot of the times, and I'm reading the names of the people that are agreeing, the white people that are agreeing with these people, a lot of them are white nationalists. And white nationalists and national socialists,
Exactly.
their belief is that you cannot be black. It doesn't matter if you're MAGA. It doesn't matter if you hate other black people. You cannot be melanated black, none of that, and be us. So I go in there and say, why do you let these N-words, you know what I'm saying, with the hard ER, why are you letting these nons and these N hard ERs or these Mexicans, and I say it like that, Mexicans, these immigrants, you're supposed to be a proud white Aryan. Why do you have these individuals in here talking to you about stuff that you need to be having a conversation with other white people? These people, and they get mad. So when these dummies, the same thing with the Democrats, they'll play that game too with their, oh, you hate you're black too. The Africans are black. They don't even like each other. Did you know that? While you're sitting here screaming at me about Africans and me not liking Africans, do you know if I went to Africa today, and since I'm such an African, and I go and look up my DNA and I look and see that I've got 80% Nigerian DNA, even though it's a scam, even though it's made up, if I go to Nigeria right now and tell them niggas, hey, I'm a Nigerian, do you know what they're going to tell me? Nigga, will you get the fuck out to my face? Go back home. Hold on, man. I want to become police. No, fuck you. Hold on, man. I want to be president. No, fuck you. So if they got issues like that with black Americans, look at them in their own country, fighting amongst each other. How dare you tell me, first of all, if they doing that in their own country and they're coming here with that kind of attitude, where the Nigerians within their own country, not even the Kenyans versus Nigerians or the South Africans versus, I'm talking about the Nigerians don't like other Nigerians. So don't talk to me about me not liking Nigerians and not being on code with liberal politics, because you can keep that shit. I don't want to be a part of that shit anyway. Fuck that shit. Y'all damn near will let anybody in this country because you're so loving. Okay, well then let's let people who commit T words into this country. Boko Haram motherfuckers, right? The Taliban. Let's let them niggas in here too. Just let anybody in willy-nilly. So that's all I want to say. Sorry, I'm getting out of breath because it's frustrating dealing with these idiots. But and I said I would land. I'm kind of going on wrong. There is a video that I watched by I was about to say the Black Receipt. That's not who it is. The Black Authority, and he talked. It was about 6 years ago. He had a video. He was talking about this Israeli woman. I'll say that because I know you got to watch our words, and how she said that black teenagers were the most dangerous individuals in the United States. And he brought up, since this lady, he was talking about how, Israel's all messed up. And he said, since this lady wants to talk like that, maybe black people should start taking a playbook out of when the Israelis, or quote unquote J words or small hats, did in the 1940s or after the 1940s. After the Marshall Plan, they created the Mossad. 1950s, 1960s, the Mossad was created. You know what? The Mossad isn't this badass. That's cool. Sometimes they do CIA stuff and it looks cool on TV, but for the most part, they're an intelligence agency. It's to gain intelligence. Same thing with the CIA. It's an intelligence agency. So if you think about it, playing the game with these individuals, instead of arguing with these people, find ways to put them in positions where they're having to argue amongst themselves. Don't argue with them. That's the game, especially online. That's where they've got you, because it's all rage bait. It's all confusion. Your job is to be the Mossad agent and to cause confusion. By the way, and I'll land here, third time I said it, that book is called Gideon Spies. I finished that book about 2 years ago. It took me forever because it's kind of here and there, but it's an awesome book. The first part explains the story of Princess Diana, and the individual who was driving the vehicle, and that whole interaction between her and that individual, and how his relationship with Massad started. I think it was literally like 3 or 4 years, or maybe it might have been 5 or 10 years before he had met Princess Diana at all. And that's where I'll land.
What's the name of that book again? Because I know about the Messiah guy, but what's the name of that book?
It's called Gideon's Spies, like Gideon from the Bible, or the Gideons of, I think the Gideons in the Bible, but it's called Gideon's Spies.
Yeah, man, I agree. I agree, man. Thank y'all for the gift. Thank y'all for the gifts. I appreciate it. Basic or fair, y'all got anything y'all want to say? The fairy or basic? I let Ribby rip again while I'm
Yeah, no,
cooking.
my bad. I was trying to get to the I was trying to get to the phone. I'm not gonna hold you. Why I don't really particular like either side. These the blacker people, they piss me off the most. Because just like you said, Brian, at least with the black people that are Democrats, they will call out YT mediocrity. They will point out things of that nature, even if sometimes they be a little too diplomatic for me. At least they acknowledge that things are going on. The blacker people, the black conservatives, they just live in a land of absolute delusion. Like they really believe that because they are tolerated amongst these people, that these things do not happen. And just like you said, no matter what they do, they will get the nigga wake up call eventually. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes they get it more than once. And unfortunately, sometimes that wake up call be the final call, especially in the situation of that young black woman that was unalived in her friend group. She was the token in the friend group, and her token got spent, and then nobody ever talks about it. Like if we don't bring it up, nobody talks about it. Nothing was ever done. There was never an investigation. There was nothing. They literally was like, yeah, she just disappeared all of a sudden. Like it's just weird. But those people piss me off the most, and those are the ones that I try to stay away from. I do try to talk to the black Democrats because because they're a little bit more not aware of the situation, even if I feel like they are a little bit too diplomatic for me. But the black conservatives, I just leave them completely alone because I can't. It's just like arguing with these tethers and adjacent. They don't, because their positioning in oppression is a little bit softer than ours. Like they'll never wake up to that reality because they know once they get on the other side, the minute that they say something wrong. Because I was just reading this guy on the Book of Faces, right? He made a post about how he did a silent social experiment and wore the MAGA hat. And he was basically like, yeah, the reception that he got from the YT side was a little jarring to him because it's like no sooner as they saw the hat, they just started talking to him, and like, how they do, they get to using the hard ER and do all the talking points or whatever. And he was like, it was crazy. He was like, because they just saw the hat and just immediately thought that it was okay to talk like that. And he said the one time he did kind of question the guy and the guy kind of picked up on his questioning, he said he immediately got cold. He immediately stopped responding. All of the welcoming that he once received just immediately stopped. And he said, and that kind of took him aback because it was just instant. It wasn't a slow process. It was literally instantly. And on the other side, he was like, with the liberals, he's like, everybody just basically shut him out. They didn't look at him as somebody that could be in the middle. And I keep telling people there really is no middle for us. You're either with the program or you're not. And and because of that, you either get put on one side or the other, because we like to believe that there's a two-party system here, which is diabolical to say the least. But yeah, in the grand scheme of things, when it comes to my people, I I feel like the dialogue goes a little better, even if we get nowhere. Right, the dialogue still goes a little better with the Democrat side than the Republican side, but neither one of them like have any type of tangibles that makes me believe that believing in either side is going to be progressive for Black people. So as a whole, when we start talking about progression and doing things for the community, and I stay away from them and stay more grassroots because I feel like that's the only way that anything is going to get done. And I'll land right there.
What's poppin',
I
Brian?
100% agree with you because I ain't gonna lie, man. Them supporters talking to them, they something else. They something else. Cause,
But you
I
don't see that on the
already.
other side either, though, Brian.
Oh, what'd you say, Dane?
My bad, man. I ain't want to cut you off.
No, go ahead. What's up? This you?
Nah, I was saying I disagree with you on that one, Brian.
What, you talking about the Republican be cooning and buffooning?
No, they for sure do. They for sure do. I mean, both sides are terrible.
Yeah, they both
But I think the
terrible.
Democrats are. You said what now?
Nah, I agree. They both terrible. But
I would say the Democrats are significantly worse.
okay,
Like,
tell
far
me how.
worse.
Okay, go
Not
ahead.
even
I'm gonna
close. So, like the person was saying earlier, Democrats will sit in the neighborhood, see how bad it is, and still vote for policies that put us on bullshit. Case in point, this last election cycle, if you guys remember, they were for illegal immigration. Motherfucker left the border wide open. Democrats will sit down with Black people, like, and the conversation go absolutely nowhere. They've been doing this for decades. They will sit down there, listen to Black people complain, and tell them genuine concerns. They will nod their heads, and you know what they'll do? They'll get on stage, acknowledge all those concerns, and then tell you, because of all of those concerns that the Black community has, is the reason why we can't allow them to do this to the Mexicans. And then before you know it, they get all the benefits based off of our pain and struggle, and we get nothing. Now, don't get me wrong. The the boons on the conservative side are some of the most annoying people ever. But you know exactly where they stand. I myself am a Black conservative. I don't get called a sellout. I don't get called a what's name because I'm not a conservative for the reasons they are. They are those people you think about, the Officer Tatum, the Candace Owens, and stuff like that. They have admitted that they are grifting off being Black, criticizing Black people. That's the only reason why they do it. They all have white spouses. They all have white wives. They don't really care. When we talk about our conservative, because Black people are naturally conservative, by the way, I'm speaking about fiscal conservatives. I'm talking about lower taxes and smaller government. That's what I'm talking about. Culturally, I don't align with them at all. And the Black conservatives I know, I guess because I know them, they don't align with them at all. As a matter of fact, there's often clashes with those people. But Democrats down the line, they are not pro-Black, they are pro-Democrat. But they will listen to the Black struggle and use that to benefit other groups. Even right now, they up there at what's the name of that some hall up in New Jersey. I can't think of it right now. They're up there protesting this little hall up in New Jersey. They got senators out there, governors, the whole nine.
Oh,
But they just told us
yeah.
Delaney Hall. There we go. They just told this is Democrats now. They just told us they just spent the last 2 months telling us that the Black vote was under attack, and we need to tell our babies to specifically the men, the Black American men, to sacrifice their football and basketball scholarships to benefit the Democrats. Meanwhile, they're taking their ass up there to Delaney Hall for photo ops. Ain't nobody came and sat on the steps of Alabama. Ain't nobody went down to Memphis and complained. Ain't none of them did none of that. But they'll talk about it. Jasmine Crockett, she lost her election campaigning to illegals. I wonder why that happened. And then after she loses the election, keep in mind, she's a civil rights lawyer, for those who don't know what her actual profession is. All of that stereotype shit she put on, that's not even her. She's a civil rights lawyer. Not once did she say anything about the Carmelo case until it was over. Because you know what they about to do? They're about to use Carmelo and his situation as a talking point to try to bring Black people back into the fold. I say they're significantly worse. Malcolm X said it himself. He said there's nothing more dangerous than a white liberal. Yeah, I conclude niggas in that too. Because one thing for them to actually try to say this shit, but if somebody actually believe the bullshit they pushing you, that makes them even more dangerous. There's nothing more dangerous than a motherfucker that believe the dumb shit that they put in his head. I had a motherfucker tell me, yeah, they benefit us. How? How have they benefit us? In any way, shape, or form. They control all the areas. Every time one of these police, pews go on, it's in their district. Chicago district, they district, right? All these unalivings that go on for black people is in their district. And you know what? They could tighten up on that. The DA is Democrat. They could prosecute these people. They don't. When they had a chance to, I don't know, I just get frustrated listening to it. Because when they had a chance to put the George Floyd Policing Act into place and remove qualified immunity for cops who do shit like that, they didn't even do it. They chose not to do it. But at the same time, they passed that Biden $1 trillion infrastructure bill, and they got bipartisan support for the anti-Asian hate bill. So I don't know. I just look at it like that. I mean, if you're talking about who make you feel good, yeah, the Democrats gonna make you feel good all day long. They're gonna tell you everything you want to hear, and then come election season, as soon as that's over, they're gonna tell you every reason why they can't do what they wanted you to do, and you're gonna watch them do it for other people. We've been talking about reparations for 70 years in this country. Immigrants come over, ain't paid a dime in taxes, ain't built nothing, ain't did nothing. But the mayor of Chicago sacrificed his entire political career because why? The needs of the Democratic Party. That man told them folks, his constituents who paid taxes in that city for 80 plus years, that he was not going to raise property taxes on them. And then when he ran out of money funding illegal immigrants and the state wouldn't give him nothing, he went straight to the property taxes. This is what I'm talking about. This is the Democrats doing this. I'm just saying, I think both of them are pretty terrible, especially the niggas that holler black on black crime. It's like, all right, man, you want these devils to love you so much, they don't. And yeah, they do get nigga wake up calls, and I think that's the funniest shit in the world. But when it comes to damage to the community, it is by far the black Democrats have done so much damage to the community. Now these niggas is openly calling themselves socialists. I don't understand how you square that as a nigga calling yourself a socialist. And they think it's not a race. And I had a nigga tell me it was not a race thing, it's a class thing. I was like, you really believe that? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I guess I read too much of this shit. My bad, Brian. I ain't mean to rant too much.
No, it's all good. So I get what you're saying. I think we all do agree that, the Democratic Party and the Republican Party, they got their own shit going on. But my point, my thing about with this part was, it just what the supporters. I was talking. This is about the supporters. I should have made it more broader for people. But yeah, it was about the supporters in itself. Like who's worse? Like who buck danced the most? The Democrat supporters or the black Republican supporters? You get what I'm saying? That was my point. I try to put Republican supporters or Democrat supporters, but it didn't fit well the way I wanted to on the screen. But that's what I was talking about. I do agree.
Oh man, it's for sure you talking about who do the most buck dancing? Oh,
yeah, the buck dancing. Yeah,
it's for sure them. I call them the red face. You know what I'm saying? Republicans, the black face Republicans, as Sonny call them. Yeah, they for sure do the most buck dancing.
Yeah,
like when I went to yeah, for sure. We call them the blackface Republicans because, as Sonny put it, they always looking for the magic Negro. Like I don't like them niggas neither. Like I went to I told you I went to the GOP in my county. This is kind of because we got some shit going on with some legislation. I need them to back. And I was talking to him, and there was some nigga there, bro. He was, the super firm handshake type of nigga. Glasses, don't need them. Fuck, had on some New Balances, shit like that, right? Mm-hmm. So I'm talking to him, and he's like, "Yeah, we just gotta do something about this inner city crime." I'm like, "Who's in charge of who's the DA again?" And then he says it. I'm like, "Okay, cool. All right, you should go talk to them about this inner city crime." Like, the fuck you want to talk to me about it for? Like, he's like, "Oh, well, it's black on black." I was like, "Oh my god, that's a myth." And I was like, "You report Jew on Jew crime? I mean, pew on pew crime? You know what I mean? You can pew YT on YT crime? I like crime is a proximity thing. You know that? Yeah, it is. But with us, it's like no. Actually, every other race is pretty much higher than ours. And it's like they know this shit. It's just like they do these things to try to appeal to these devils. It turns out this motherfucker wasn't even a nigga; he was a Nigerian. But you see what I mean? Like that's what they do. So I have no problem with calling them out. But when we talk about significant damage done, I mean, just look at fucking Al Sharpton and Jesse
Oh yeah,
Jackson and NAACP. All those groups are Democrat, and all
I
they
agree.
did was sell out the black grassroots to these people. Like
I
I
agree.
think if we want sports from, well, let me stop. I say that. My bad, Brown. I don't
No,
want to
you
answer.
good. You good. You good. You good. I agree with everything you said. What's up, roasted TT? Yeah, I agree with everything y'all talking.
Hey, family.
How you doing?
I'm good. So it says, who book danced the most? I
Yeah,
think
yeah, let me say who buck danced the most? Black Democrat supporters or Republican supporters? Black Republican supporters.
they're basically the same thing. They just have different colors, and this is what I mean. So
Okay. Go
the
ahead.
Democrats, they we know that as much as they look like us, they're anti-black, right? For Republicans, they're more about America, but neither party really serves us any justice. I mean, we can get more out of the Republicans than we can up out of the Democrats. It's just two different parties with different faces, but they all align with the same, some of the same values. The Republicans, they align more with like the traditional family structure values and everything else. And the Democrats, their values is immigration, and they use us as a scapegoat to cover their anti-blackness. I think that our only safe place is the grassroots, because neither party, we can't really trust either party. Now, with the Republicans, what I can say is the first time that Trump was in office, at least he gave back to the HBCUs. The Democrats, they not giving up nothing. They will lie and they will tell us, oh well, we gonna do all these things, but their primary focus is up on immigrants, and the Republicans' primary focus is on the higher class, America, and more of American standards, even though we know that a lot of their stuff goes towards the rich people and everything else. So I think that it's both of them. They just buck dance in a totally different way. But like I said, at least we can get something out of the Republicans. We can't get nothing out of the Democrats but a headache. That's all we've been able to get. And even I agree with Daniel. He was talking about for Carmelo Anthony, they're using this to try to get our votes to go back to them, so that way it could be productive for the immigrants. And so I think that right now our main focus needs to be on grassroots, and neither one of them, because neither one of them are for us. And even the thing that I can say about the Republicans though is they gonna keep it real with us and tell us exactly how they feel, as opposed to the Democrats. They'll say, "Oh well, like Kamala said, no, I'm not going to do anything specifically for Black people." Democrats, they're not for us. They have never been for us at all. And if you look at the history of how they were founded, then that lets us know that they have always been anti-Black. They are more like the COONSs up on the plantation, but the Republicans are too. But at least we can get a proper meal from the Republicans. But when it comes to the Democrats, all they gonna do is give us dry visions, dry wishes, dry everything. So I think that in regards to both parties, neither one of them fits us. I think that we need to stick with grassroots in order for us to get the
What's good,
reparations and
Kamal?
everything else that we're fighting for. So that's just my opinion.
Hey, I agree with everything you said too, man. I agree 100%, like 100% with everything. Hey, y'all on point. I ain't gonna lie, y'all on point. I don't know who came up. Hold on
Jay.
before I let everybody else go. What's up, Basic, the Fairy, and Rivi? Y'all got anything y'all want to say before I let Jay go?
No, I'm good. I'll just wait till Jay.
But
Okay.